In this video, we'll go over everything you need to know about making product labels in Inflo. Creating barcodes and printing product labels for your products is an excellent way to organize your inventory. Before getting started, you'll want to make sure you have everything in place to print labels successfully. First, you'll need to select a Windows or Mac computer that will always be on during the workday. Second, make sure the computer you've selected has a stable internet connection. And finally, you'll need the main computer to be connected to a label printer. And speaking of label printers, we recommend thermal label printers. They print faster and you won't have to worry about replacing any ink cartridges. We've tested out printers from Dymo, Brother, and Zebra. But you're not limited to those brands. Try any printer you'd like. Before we continue, please note, printing labels with Brother printers is only compatible with Windows computers. Alright, let's get started with designing labels. The first step for printing product labels in Inflo is to design a label template. Open Inflo Cloud and click on your username at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Then click on Options. From here, click on the Inventory tab. Under Labels, click on the Create button. This opens up the Inflo Label Designer. If one of the pre-made templates will work for you, choose one, name the label, then click Save. If this is all you need, you can skip to the Setup Inflo Print Helper section of this video. If you want to create a label from scratch, select the blank template. Here you can enter the size of the label you want to design. Then click Next. Let's do a quick overview of the Label Designer. To the left of the screen, you'll see Elements. These are product fields you can add to the label. The elements pull information directly from the product record. You can adjust the size of the label and the margins too. The margins are a guide for the printer's safe zone so information isn't cut off. You can hide the margins by deselecting Show Margins. The menu bar at the top will change depending on what you select. The menu area tends to have font settings, alignment buttons, and the undo and redo buttons. As you select different elements, hover over the buttons in the menu to take a look at the different options available. Now, let's design this label. While we design the label, let's go over the element options. It's helpful to add a product name or SKU to the label design. To do that, click on Text. You'll see your product name on the label first because name is selected by default. You can keep this or select another option that includes SKU, description, serial numbers, custom fields, and more. You can also add your own text by using the freeform custom text field to type in whatever you'd like. With all product fields, you can click and drag on any of the anchors to change the size and rotation. You'll want to make sure you give fields enough space to fit all your information. Let's change the product name to align left. To add another product field, click outside of the one that's selected. Then click Text. From here, we'll select SKU and place it on the label. If you see some fields with 3 dots at the end, it means some of your product information is cut off. Make the height and width of the product field big enough to get everything to fit on the label. If you click away from the highlighted field, at the bottom left, you'll see the Preview Product drop-down menu. This shows a list of your products in Inflo. This is to give you a preview of what the template will look like with the information from your other products. We'd encourage you to flip between different products from this list to make sure your label design will work for various products. This is especially helpful if you have some products with longer product names or descriptions. Next, click on Barcode and place it on the label. When a barcode field is selected, the menu will give you more options. You can change the size of the barcode for your label, and when it's highlighted in red on screen, it means what you've selected is too small for the barcode to display properly. Click and drag the anchors to adjust the size. You can change the format to code 128, code 39, UPC, or EAN, which this barcode number isn't in the correct format to show. And you can also choose if you want to show the barcode text underneath. Along with barcode numbers, you can also make SKU, product name, serial numbers, custom fields, and vendor code into barcodes too. Next, we'll add a QR code. You can click the arrow next to barcode to get back to the elements list. Click on the QR code element and add one to your label. You can make QR codes from some of the product fields, including barcode, SKU, product name, custom fields, and more. You can use the freeform field to set the QR code to show a message when scanned, or you can set it to a link. Also, if you have Showroom enabled, you can link your showroom homepage or have the QR code linked directly to the product on your showroom. The Inflo Label Designer can add product images to the labels too. If you have products with multiple images, the Label Designer will select the default image for the label. Since most label printers don't print in color, the product image on the label will also be in black and white. Like other fields, you could resize and rotate the image as you'd like, and the aspect ratio will always remain the same. If you want to add a different image such as a company logo, you can click on the Upload Image button. This image will remain on the label no matter what product you're printing a label for. Finally, there's the Shape element. You can use this for adding a line, circle, or square to your label. This is helpful if you want to group information or add more visual design to your label. Like all other elements, they can be stretched, resized, and rotated. When you finish designing your label, name the label if you haven't done it already, then click Save. From here, you're ready to install the Inflo Print Helper. Let's go over the steps for a Windows computer. Now that the label is saved, from the Inflo Label Designer, click on Setup Printing. From here, you'll be directed to a screen with printer options available. If you already have a printer, click on Setup. On the Setup tab, click on Download for Windows and select where on your computer to download the Inflo Print Helper file. When the file is finished downloading, double-click on the file to start the installation process. An Inflo Print Helper wizard will launch. Follow the instructions to complete the installation. You may need a Windows Administrator password to complete the installation. Contact your IT department to ask them to enter that password for you. When done, click on the Finish button. The next steps involve the Windows taskbar and system tray shown here at the bottom right of the screen. The Inflo Print Helper will run in the background, so you won't see it open in the taskbar. Instead, click on the arrow in the system tray and look for the Inflo icon. Right-click on the Inflo icon and select Login. You might be prompted to re-enter your Inflo username and password. If not, then on the next screen you'll see Logged in successfully. This means the setup is complete and you can close this tab. Let's go over the steps for a Mac computer. On the Setup tab, click on Download for Mac and select where on your computer to download the Inflo Print Helper file. When the file is finished downloading, double-click on the file and start the installation process. From here, drag Inflo Print Helper to the Applications folder. Open the Applications folder and double-click on the Inflo Print Helper. If you get a warning asking if you want to open the program, select Open. The next steps involve the menu bar. The Inflo Print Helper will run in the background so you won't see it open in the dock. Instead, look for the Inflo icon in the menu. Right-click on the Inflo icon, then select Login. You might be prompted to re-enter your Inflo username and password. If not, on the next screen you'll see a Logged in successfully message. This means the setup is complete and you can close this tab. Up next, we'll go over how to print labels in Inflo. Now that we're all set up, it's time to start printing labels. In the Inflo Cloud web app, you can print labels from the Inflo Label Designer, product records, and purchase orders. You're now familiar with the Label Designer. The only difference is you'll see a print option now that the Inflo Print Helper is installed. Once on the inventory screen, click on Manage Labels. Select a label, then click Print. Select the printer and the paper size that matches your label design. The product record is the most common place to print labels from. To do this, open a product record. Then click on Print Labels. Choose the label design, printer, paper size, and the number of copies. Then click Print. Printing labels from a purchase order is a great way to print labels for multiple products at once. First, open a purchase order. Click Print, then Labels. Keep in mind you can print labels during any stage of the order fulfillment. Select the label design, printer, and paper size that matches the label design. Then, select the products you want to print labels for and how many copies. Then click Print. As mentioned, after setting up the Inflo Print Helper, other computers and mobile devices can print labels too. We'll go over how to print labels from the product record and purchase order from the Inflo mobile app. In the app, open a product record. Tap on Actions. Then tap on Print Labels. Under Label Design, select the product label you want to print. Select the printer and paper size that matches your label. Then select how many copies of your label you want to print. When done, tap on Print Labels. With purchase orders, you can print product labels in bulk. You can print labels for all of your products on the order or select just a few. Navigate to a purchase order. Tap on Actions. Tap on Print Labels. Under Label Design, select the product label you want to print. Select the printer and paper size that matches your label and how many copies you want to print. Then tap Print Labels. And that's it. This video covered everything you need to know about printing product labels. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Inflo team. You can find contact details on screen or linked in the description. Thanks for watching.